Bob Pockers, Fox Sports. Do the five of you who raced here in 2010 in this series have any sort of advantage?
I didn't know there was five. There's five of us?
Yeah, you, Amarola, Benedetto, Sieg, and Clemens.
That's impressive. All right. I will say this. I think that you have a contingent of Truck Series drivers that are coming up through that have had experience here more recently. So I definitely think that those guys will, that will be a benefit. I do think that the Truck Series trucks and the Cup Series car both race significantly different than what the Xfinity Series cars do. So, I think that there's some questions there, what that will be like, how do we make it better. But, the last time we were here, that we were in the old style car. And, so it was very different, very unique racing. We got a pole here, led a lot of laps here. Feel like I should have probably won a race here. Didn't get the chance to do that. But, I just hope that the experiences here, whether it be in the ARCA Series or in NASCAR, can kind of help you propel to be better or be more experienced. But there's plenty of guys in the field that, how many races has Connor shown up to this year and not had any experience and gone out and run really good or won the race? So, I definitely think that we're in a day and time where technology and simulators and all of that can really help, grow our sport and grow our drivers. So, I don't know that there's any advantages, but I think the advantage for me this week is having that home feel and the want to go out and go to victory lane because of that.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Lamino-Jayski. Justin, with how dominant Connor's in the 88 team has been over the last 3 months, where do you feel like the 7 team is entering the playoffs?
I don't know. I feel like if I look back at a lot of the wins that the 88s had, we've been right there battling with them, or been leading and had stuff go a disaster. So I think we've lost a lot of points. We've given a lot of points away, but I don't know that it's for lack of speed. I feel like the 88 team, Connor has done an amazing job. Listen, to be as young as he is, to be in the situation that he's in, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody in our sport take the ball and run with it, right? You can look at even other guys that have been around, whether it be the Kyle Larsons, the Kyle Bushes. I don't know that they had as strong of a start, right, that first go at it. Connor's definitely done an amazing job. And the 88 team has done a great job of executing. They brought race cars to racetrack every week that were capable of going for wins, and they've done that. So I'm mad at ourselves because we've given away so many points this year, just scenarios, parts failures, just stupid stuff. But again, this sport is all about doing the right thing and executing whenever the time comes to it. We've not done a good job of that. So I still feel like speed-wise, when I look at raw speed, other than maybe a road course, I feel like we're right on pace with where we need to be at, and we can go run up front and battle for a win no matter where we go. So as long as we can carry that speed and we can execute, I think we're just fine in the playoffs, right? The other advantage right now is that we're starting these playoffs with a decent amount of playoff points. That's not for lack of effort. Jim Pullman really puts a lot of effort into figuring out what that looks like, right? Whether it be stage wins, whether it be trying to go for wins, to build those bonus points, and then obviously the higher you are in regular season points, the more it helps you, right? So we've done a good job in that regard. So now we just have to make the most of what we have, right? It stinks that we've given away all these points. None of that really matters once the playoffs start, right? It resets and on we go. And I think you race differently in those scenarios, right? I think you can be a little more bold when you're locked in and you can try stuff, and you don't want it to not work out, but when it doesn't work out, you're like, okay, that was not a good choice. Let's figure out how to not do that again. And so I think that as we go forward, I think as long as we can execute in the playoffs, I think we have a great shot at making it back to Phoenix, and then from there you got what you got.
We'll come to Dustin, the other Dustin, please.
Other Dustin.
I like it.
Dustin Square, NBC Sports. Hey, you talked about journey in reference to this track, but I want to ask you about journey in terms of your career. In your time at Junior Motorsports, a number of young drivers have come through, and obviously you are there now. As you've evolved, do you have a mentorship role? Is that not your responsibility? or is that something that you take and do these guys listen? I did ask Tyler Reddick. I said, what impact? And he says, well, I think Justin tried to help me in 2018, but I wasn't at a point where I was ready to listen.
Yeah. I would say that I don't know that it's my role. I don't know that Dale Jr. or Kelly or LW or anybody at our shop expects me to do that, right? That's not an ask that is given. For me, when I came into the sport, right, when I started at Penske Racing, I actually felt like I had really good mentorship, right? I had great people within the walls, right? Ryan Newman was there when I started. You had David Strumey. You had Kurt Busch. You had Sam Hornish. All guys that I felt like all were very different in how they gave you advice or help, right? And they were all in different walks of their careers too, right? So, but I had good mentorship, and I had people that I could ask questions to. I had good people in the shop. I had good engineers. I had good mechanics. I had people that had lived that journey and were probably on the verge of retirement in that moment that still were giving that information. And I think, I look back on my time there, and I wasn't ready to listen, right? I think that was not the demise of why I wasn't at Penske anymore, but I wish if I could go back 15 years, I would say I would do things a lot differently than I did today. And I'm a lot like my mom in the fact that I don't want to see people make the same mistakes I make, right? Or go home on an empty belly if you don't eat all your food. So, I've always felt like if they want advice or if they want information, and I'll preface that by saying not everything that you tell them fits their driving style. Not everything you tell them fits their career path. And look, I went to Cup. It didn't work out. Some would argue, why would you listen to somebody that didn't succeed on the opportunities that they're looking for, right? But I do feel like I've made a lot of mistakes. I've had a lot of good things happen in my career, and I've done a lot, been to a lot of places. I've raced in other countries, all kinds of fun stuff, right? So if my little bit of experience can help somebody be better, I would be crazy not to give them that help, right? And they can do with it however they want to. And I do feel like I've been lucky enough now to have a couple of teammates move on and come back and say, I finally got what you were trying to tell me when we were teammates, and it makes total sense, and I'm really appreciative. I wish I would have listened a little more back then. In all reality, that's probably as important to me or more important than some of the race wins that we've had, because this sport has evolved. Listen, this sport is nothing like it was 15 years ago when you're here, right? The drivers, the teams, the cars, the style of racing. And so, it's cool because I've been a part of that evolution and hopefully made it better in a lot of ways, probably made it worse in a few ways. But I just feel like me being me and me, listen, I was put on this earth with an opportunity to go do something that I love to do. And I was blessed to be able to do it for a long time. And, if somebody takes some of that advice and it makes their life better, it was totally worth it.
Can you say who those drivers were that came back and said, I wish I would, it made sense now, the advice?
I'll probably leave that one alone, but I've even had guys, this is funny, I had a driver that's a Cup driver now that is very successful that I remember his rookie year, and I remember just grabbing a hold of him by the neck and being like, listen, you got to figure this out. And it was not well received, right? And it wasn't in malicious whenever I did it, right? I didn't deliver it maliciously. And I'll never forget the day he came back and was like, man, like, I needed that because I was not going down the path I needed to go down. And somebody that is ultra successful now, and it's really fun to watch, what that looks like. And they weren't even a teammate. They were just somebody that I was battling with, week in and week out. And those are cool moments.
Any additional questions for Justin? We'll come back to Bob for a follow-up.
You need longer arms like me. I don't.
How do you look at the regular season championship? Do you feel like you have a shot, or do you feel like it's more Connor's to lose? And
No, I mean, it's definitely Connor's to lose, and I don't want to wish bad on him. I mean, as a teammate, listen, at the end of the day, I feel like can he lose the regular season? Like, can he? can third place pass Connor? I don't even know if that's even a possibility.
I mean, Mayor's 50 points behind.
Oh yeah, yeah, extreme circumstance. So
They have the owners.
yeah, regardless, yeah, he has the owners. So I mean, I think for me, right, like my job is to go out and put ourselves in the best position possible, right? Do everything we can. But I'm not gonna wish ill intent on anything for him. As long as a junior motorsports Chevrolet gets the regular season championship, we've won, right? I remember last year at Bristol, I mean, we had it in the bag and it didn't go our way and we lost it, right? I've lived that moment on both sides, right? We won it in Vegas a couple of years ago and we've lost it at Bristol last year, right? I lost it last year, won a championship. I won it in Vegas, didn't make the Final Four. So, you know, I don't know that it's, for me, the trophy is awesome. Like, I would love to win the trophy again, right? It is a big accolade. But at the same time, I think that sometimes you can get more caught up in winning that and forget the side of what's starting next week, right? And you know, we go to a lot of great racetracks for us in these playoffs. I have no doubt that we can go there and be successful and have a lot of fun. So I haven't spent a lot of time worrying about it this week because I know that unless something happens, we're kind of where we're at. And that's the only opportunity I got to go and have some fun. And listen, I would much rather win this race than to focus on winning the regular season championship and give that opportunity up.
In some ways, maybe it's more just to keep Mayor from catching you, and then that what would be a 4-point swing between the two of you.
Yeah, I think that damage control with Sam is probably more important to me than going after Connor, right? And look, you know, if I look at Sam, myself, the 21 technically is up there, right? I mean, it's weird because of the lack of playoff points, but I think they still have an owner's points, right? So they still get those. So because of that, right, it's been weird because that's been the top 5 kind of every week, right? We've raced against each other. You add in some of our other teammates. I think the 2's been up there quite a bit. Obviously, the 19 car is always kind of up there, but you know, we've all battled each other, and we've had a fairly clean battle amongst all of ourselves, right? As far as that goes, and it's been fun this year. It's a significantly different atmosphere in the playoff picture in 2025 than any of the years that I remember. And it's not more difficult or less difficult, or it's not more fun or less fun. It's just different. It's a different feel. And you know, I'll be very interested to see what the playoffs shake out like, because I've said it every year up until this point, but the playoffs have a very unique atmosphere every year. They're always different. And 2025 is crept into the regular season more than ever too. So I think it's going to be very unique in how that transpires.
Steven Stump of FrontStretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.